Are we both in the thing? Should we be closer?
Welcome to the Unreliable Show. This is our best movies of 2015.
Yes.
We saw a lot of movies. There's a lot of movies we didn't see, but these are the
ones
best
that we
of the
did,
best.
obviously. And these are our own opinions, so feel free to disagree. Just don't tell us because we don't care. Alright, okay. So, for my number 10, this was kind of like a last-minute addition. I'm not a big sci-fi person, but this was like a sci-fi, spacey movie based on an 80s franchise. So if anything was going to make it on the list, this would. The movie is Metroid: The Sky Falls. Not what you thought it was.
Yeah, it was. That's true. I was thinking.
But no, it's actually just it's a little short fan film someone made based on the Metroid video game series. But the video itself is actually incredible. The effects were amazing. It takes place, it's Samus, the space bounty hunter, and it's her going to discover the entrance to Metroid, but it shows her in her morph suit. She even gets into the little morph ball. It has the music you're used to. Like I said, the effects are amazing. It's a very well done fan film. It's seriously only like 10-15 minutes long. Like, I think it's even shorter than the Power Rangers fan film that came out this year, but it's amazing. I absolutely loved it. And I hope that it actually spawns studios to make a full movie, because I think it would be amazing. So that's my number 10.
I don't know what that is. Metroid?
Yes.
No clue. My number 10 is a tie, and it's the only tie I have in here, so I'm not cheating. And it's only tied because the two movies, even though they're different genres, are so similar. And those two movies are Bone Tomahawk and Turbo Kid. Two very awesome, very violent movies with the great action when they're action-y, but in between they do get kind of slow and kind of boring. I hate to say it, but when they're good, they're golden.
Turbo Kid was one I had never got around to watching this year.
So good. Love them.
Alright, number 9 for me. Actually, we saw Bond earlier this year, and I thought it was really good, but I don't know. For some reason, it just didn't really click for me. But I saw another movie that was kind of similar, Spy. And that, for me, is number 9. That was a great movie. It had all the stuff you love from Bond. Even though it's mostly a comedy and it stars Melissa McCarthy, it had a lot of great action. It had car chases, explosions, a helicopter scene. Like, it had everything that made a Bond movie. But it also had comedy, and this was one time where I don't think the comedy took away from the action. I think it improved it. It made the movie better. They even had Jason Statham in, like, a supporting role, but I still loved it. Like, everything about this was just great. So, definitely Spy.
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 My number 9 is a spy movie, but it's not Spy. It's Mr. Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Seeing him doing his own stunts, which he's always done, but in this movie, it's taken to such an extreme level, and the camera is always right there on his face, and you just know it's him doing all this crazy stuff. It's just mind-boggling. But it wasn't Tom Cruise that was the best part of the movie. It was Rebecca Ferguson. Holy cow. Holy cow. Good job, girl.
I have to say,
Dear God, those legs.
I love in any movie, not just Tom Cruise, because he's by far not the only actor that does it, but I do love when actors do their own stunts, just because, like you said, then the camera can really focus on them, and it keeps you more involved in the movie. It's not just impressive to say, oh, look, Jackie Chan does his own stunts. It's just, you don't get the awkward cuts from the action, or the parts where the actor inexplicably goes off the frame and then comes back in, you know, where they do the transfer. Like, it just, everything stays center field, it looks better, it flows better, it's more immersive.
It really makes the movie.
Yeah.
Good job.
So anytime they do that, always great. Number 8 for me is, you may have thought this was going to be higher. I'm sure a lot of other people, if they know me, think it would have too. Pixels. It is a video game movie, and I was kind of excited for that. Plus, I am a big fan of Adam Sandler. A lot of his stuff that other people didn't like, I still thought was pretty good. Not Punch Drunk Love, that was shit, but a lot of the other ones. But, I don't know, like, it was very good, don't get me wrong. I liked it a lot, I liked the story, the effects were amazing. When Centipede was coming down from the sky, that was immaculately done. It was engaging, it was funny, it was great, but it just, I don't know, it's not it's not any higher on the list. It's still one of the best 10 I've seen all year. It's still great. Highly recommend it. But it's number 8. So yeah, Pixels.
I don't know what my number 8 is. Let me check. Oh yeah. This one goes vroom 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 and then crying. Oh dear God, what? Furious 7. Yep, what a top-notch, very good action. Everybody in it's phenomenal. Had a great story. And then when they mentioned Paul Walker and family, you just keep
absolutely
cry your eyes out, even if you're a 31-year-old man that doesn't ever cry for any reason.
Both of us in the theater. It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna cry.
I'm glad I'm sitting in the back row because everyone else would be making fun of me. Yep. Yeah. Furious 7, very good.
All right, what are we on? Number 7?
You're at number 7.
All right, this for me, I think is the only horror movie on the list. I'm a huge fan of horror movies, but I don't know, they don't always make movie of the year for me, especially like modern ones. They're not always great. And this one actually is another exception because it's a remake, which I'm usually not a fan of at all, but Poltergeist. I thought this movie was incredible. I thought the effects were great. The pacing was awesome. They jumped almost right into it. Within the first 20 minutes, you already start to see the action. And it kept it up the whole time. And even like when you think, all right, that's the end, they made it. No, they kept it going for longer. It was very well done. The only complaint I have is the delivery of Zelda's famous line.
This house is clear?
Yeah.
Or clean?
That's the thing. I thought she said clear. He said clean. And also his delivery of it, even when they got him to really say it at the end, just, I don't know, it wasn't... With a line that iconic, you just have to do it right, and he didn't. But that didn't take away from it. I still thought, very good movie. Even for a remake, this was great. Definitely highly recommended. One of the better horror flicks I've seen in a while. So, yeah. Poltergeist.
A lot of fun. Oh, shoot. I probably should have been paying attention to your other movies.
Well, it's too late now.
That was too late. I mean, I was paying attention, but I don't remember them. Okay, my number 7, Kingsman: The Secret Service. Boom! British spy action flick. Full of humor, full of action, full of drama and twists and awesomeness, and some pretty fun anal sex.
Yeah.
In there in the end. Can't...
With the Russian princess?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a super fun movie. Much better than I was expecting. Yeah, so number 7, Kingsman: The Secret Service.
All right. I've already accepted that you don't listen when I talk, so I'm not surprised anymore. Number 6 for me was... I have to double check. Yeah. The only superhero movie on the list. Ant-Man. You know, going into this year, Ant-Man was not one of the ones I was super psyched about. Like, I thought it might be okay. I was going to watch it, because I like Paul Rudd, but I don't know. He was too comedic for me. I didn't think he'd work in a comic book action superhero role. I mean, Green Hornet was just okay, and they kind of did the same thing. But then I saw the movie, and it was great. I liked it a lot better than Age of Ultron. Or any other superhero movies I saw. This, I don't know, it really did it for me. I thought the action was really good. I thought the casting was actually done very well. The effects and everything looked really good. It was cool how when they miniaturized, you know, they turned small, simple scenes that were really inconsequential into this great epic battle. I mean, even the part where he's just trapped in the bathtub was like this huge, daring escape, and he's in a bathtub. Like, I thought it was very well done. It was well put together. I got a lot more out of that movie than I was expecting to. So, yeah, Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. Mr. Marvel. I did know that tank thing was going to happen. I know you spotted it too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like when they kept showing that tank on the keychain.
The first time you saw it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. Okay. This was one of my most anticipated movies for me. Number 7 of the year.
We're on 6.
Yes, we are. Number 6. Yep. I just got the number wrong. I was looking at the right one. But yeah, this was one of the most anticipated movies. Maybe not just the year, but for quite a few years since they've announced the movie. And that was Jurassic World.
So I figured you were going to say. Only 6?
Only 6. There, yeah. Yeah, it was higher, and then as I kept seeing movies, it kept getting pushed a little bit lower, but it's still top 10. Still phenomenal. Love the dinosaurs. Love the way they took it. Chris Pratt's awesome. Bryce Dallas Howard's even awesomer. The little kids in the movie were top notch.
Yeah, for child actors, they did a good job.
Yeah, and even the absurdity of Chris Pratt riding a motorcycle with a pack of velociraptors, they made it work. I didn't know how they're going to do it. You saw it in the trailer and you're like, holy cow, what's going on here? And they made it work. It fit. It flowed.
Mm-hmm.
The big baddie was a great dinosaur, and the T-Rex got his due in the end, which was awesome. Yep, loved it. Jurassic World number 6.
All right, number 5 then is Jurassic World. No, for a lot of the same reasons. I thought this was a great return to the series. Like, Lost World I thought was pretty good, but just pretty good. And the third one, I don't even remember the subtitle because no one cares because it was just shit. So this, I thought, was a great return and homage to the original Jurassic World. I liked that it had a few returning cast members, like B.D. Wong there.
Mm-hmm.
The story, I thought, felt more like it fit with Jurassic World. Like, it was more about the dinosaurs and less about fucking ridiculousness and people drama. Like you said, realistic, but they made it realistic enough in, like, how everything with Chris Pratt worked and how he was just, like, an animal handler, and he's like, look, they're wild animals. They're not your friends. They're still dangerous, and I've been working with them forever.
Mm-hmm.
But I did like how, at the end he had some sort of bond with him, plus all the memes that spawned from him doing this was just amazing. And in the end, the Megalodon coming up and eating the Indominus was fucking amazing! So, yeah, big fan of Jurassic World. I thought it was really good.
Yep, such a fun movie.
Number 5.
Uno favorito! I'm doing number 5 now. Ooh! We're getting into the good stuff now, the really juicy. That lower half of the list is like, oh man, everything could have fit everywhere on that top 5 list.
You're just filling space now, huh?
It was, oh man. My top 5 was the hardest part of the list to make, but I had to give it to the one that I know is not on your list at all.
You gotta say the movie now.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it.
Star Wars?
What? No, Krampus. Krampus was muy bien. Mwah. Scary and funny and Christmassy and family-ish, and it was
not family-ish.
It was a whole blast of everything, and it worked and flowed so well, and I loved every second of it. I got nothing but bad to say about this movie, unlike this guy over here.
I'll give it another go when I'm in a different mood. But I don't know. For me, the comedy felt forced in the horror, and it didn't work. But
loved it. Loved the look of everything. It was probably some of the best cinematography I've seen all year.
The effects and the creature effects and everything were amazing. It all looked really good.
Yep. Good job, Krampus.
All right, number 4. Here, this was a movie I actually forgot was this year. But getting into it, I didn't know what to expect. I had never heard anything of it. I think I saw the trailer once, like a year in advance, and I completely forgot about it. And that's Kingsman. It was actually really good. Like you said, it is a spy movie, but it's also just an amazing action movie. That church scene alone, A, made me like the song Freebird, and B, is what everyone wishes would actually happen to the Westboro Baptist Church. So, that right there, if nothing else, puts the movie in everyone's top 10. But yeah, no, overall, it was great. Sam Jackson did a great job. All the actors, really. Everyone fit the role perfect. Like, I loved it.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yep.
Highly recommended.
Yeah, I'm afraid that other people that do top 10 lists are going to forget it. Or people that just really like movies in general, not even making a list, but it was so early in the year, it was February.
Yeah.
That it
was very early on, and it wasn't publicized a lot. Like, it was. The first trailer made it look really good, and then you never heard about it again.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden there it was, and I saw it in theaters. You saw it after it came out on DVD.
Yeah, I didn't even know when it was in theaters.
Yeah, but such a good time.
Oh, very, very good movie.
Such a good time. All right, so my number 4. This one hurt because I really wanted it to be higher. But it's still number 4. Mm-hmm. But it's gonna hurt to say that my number 4 is Spectre. I just want to place it in like number 3 or number 2. It wasn't a number 1 movie, but it's definitely top 10. I love the Bond franchise, and even more so once Daniel Craig became Bond, and to see all the last three movies leading up to what Spectre was just great, and all the fan service that they got, the little Easter eggs that they throwed in there, and tied it to previous movies was just phenomenal. I loved it. I just wish I had a little bit more so I could have put it a little bit higher. That's my only disappointment with the movie. But other than that, top notch. Good job, Daniel Craig. Please come back for at least one more. Please.
Are you making any changes?
Um,
While he does that, I'll explain. What we're doing here is, now that we've gotten 10 through 4 out of the way, we're going to try and guess each other's number 1. Alright.
I'm nervous.
So, number 3 for me, Furious 7. Very good movie. I thought the action was incredible. I feel like the movies have been building as they went along for the most part. I mean, 1 was great. 2 was pretty good. 3 was that stupid Tokyo Drift bullshit. But then after that, it just started going up. Like, they started just getting really good and better each time.
Yeah.
Even the endless airport we saw in the 1 was ridiculous, but it worked. And this latest one just really went all out insane. But even though it all was over the top, it didn't feel over the top. Like, it all fit.
Yes.
Like, the part when to get away, instead of trying to drive away from the enemies, he just went off the cliff. Like, everything here was just nuts. But it worked, and it was just amazing to watch. It was the most fun movie. And then at the end, of course, the Paul Walker thing that it's the takeaway everyone has from the movie. I mean, it's touching, and everyone cries, and it's great, and it's beautiful, and blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, overall, this is my number 3, Furious 7. This was a very good movie this year.
Yeah. That whole car jumping through the building thing was just...
Oh, I forgot, yeah. The
Yep.
$10 million car or whatever it was.
Yep. Okay, so my number 3... This one's going to blow your mind. Mad Max Fury Road. Really?
I thought this would make number 2 for you.
Nope.
At least number 2.
Number 3. It was such a phenomenal movie. I was fully engrossed throughout... Well, I was mostly engrossed throughout the whole thing. There were a couple little... that I just... the Scales of Justice thing. I was just like, oh god. No. That part was just awful. But yeah, for Mad Max... Everything else about that movie was just phenomenal. Amazing. Holy cow. It's the only movie of this year that I've bought on Blu-ray.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even the ones I really liked, I haven't felt the urge to, like, just really buy them.
Yeah. Yep. So, Mad Max, Fury Road. Good job. Number 3.
Alright, number 2 for me. Believe it or not, and I don't know if you expected this, we'll find out later, but also Mad Max. This was not my number 1.
Yes! I made a good choice.
Relax. No, for this, I felt was the best action movie I've ever seen. Out of every action movie, and I love action movies, and I mean, I hold this in high regard, but this...
Wait a minute, what did you say?
You best action movie I've ever seen.
Mad Max?
Yeah.
Well, never mind. Fuck me. Because...
No, it's... Okay, well, stop. It's my turn to talk. But no, everything here was amazing. The action was nonstop and was incredible. The acting in Furiosa and everyone else I thought was really good. The effects, the visuals, especially because a lot of them were practical, fucking looked phenomenal. And honestly, the most memorable thing above anything else for me was the soundtrack, and more importantly, the use of silence. All the times where they cut and then everything just, it was like just bone-chillingly quiet. And then when the stuff finally kicked back in, every time it hit so hard, and it was just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything about this movie I thought was phenomenal. Just visually and audio-ly and everything, it was great. So yeah, Mad Max, Fury Road, number 2.
Good stuff. Number 2 for me, Star Wars, The Force Awakens. Enough said.
Not really.
Not really. I could go on and on for hours.
We just saw this one today.
I'm not going to
rein in
spare
the gushing
you all.
a little bit.
It was just so good. It was better than I was hoping it was going to be.
It was much better than I expected.
I will very highly...
As someone that's not a fan of sci-fi or the franchise, not that I'm not a fan, but it's just, I don't care one way or the other.
You know...
But it was very good.
I'm a lover of episodes 4 through 6. probably some of my favorite movies of all time. And then the prequels came and it was just devastated. So this, I'm one of those nerds that was just riding high and had just the huge anticipation for it. And it didn't let me down. But it was only number 2.
Okay, before we do number 1, and even before we reveal our things, let's get out of the way worst movie of the year.
Just one?
Well, I know you've got more than one.
I have 3.
We
did 3 last year, so I chose 3.
I've got 1, so I'll do that one first. And I wrote it down. Nope, I do remember. Mine for worst movie that I saw was Transporter Refueled. I was so utterly disappointed by this movie. The guy they had playing, and I don't even know who it was, and I probably should because I think I've seen him in other things, but he didn't fit the character at all. He seemed really out of place, really... I mean, his character was confident, but his portraying that role just didn't come across as, like, genuine and confident. It didn't work. The action, I didn't buy. And they spent a lot of time trying to build up the girls in the movie to make them look really just sexy and make the big thing, and it
didn't work.
It didn't work for me. Nothing here really just felt right. Like, a lot of it felt forced. The fact that they did the reboot at all just kind of felt forced and unnecessary. Just nothing here really worked for me. It was very disappointing. So that's worst movie of the year for me. Start off with one of yours, and then I've just got a couple honorable mentions, so I'll go the other way.
I've got so many terrible movies of the year. But to choose the top 3, or just the top 1, probably It Follows.
Was that this year?
Yeah. That was just pure garbage. I don't know how it got so many accolades and praise and high ratings. It Follows was just pure garbage.
Yeah.
It was just... there's not much else you can say or want to say because it's just...
A naked entity wants to fuck you to death.
Ugh. Why?
That's the ideal way to go, but I still wouldn't have liked it in that movie.
It was awful.
Alright, well then, before you get to your other 2, I will do one of my honorable mentions, and I know we touched on it earlier, but Star Wars. Like I said, I'm not a sci-fi person usually, and I mean, the Star Wars franchise entirely, I don't really care one way or the other. I've seen them, I like them enough, I guess, but I didn't really care. I was never over the moon for them. I don't get into the fandom and all. But I went to the movie, and actually, it was much better than I was expecting. I was drawn in. I thought the pacing was great. The action was good. I really liked it. I thought it looked great. It was fun to watch. I did thoroughly enjoy this movie. So yeah, definitely had the honorable mention.
Yay!
All right, what's your second terrible movie?
Jupiter Ascending. The Wachowskis.
Glad I skipped that one.
Channing Tatum. Mila Kunis. Ugh! 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 Dear God, the Wachowskis have never done anything that I've liked, so I don't know why I was
expecting... Didn't they do The Matrix?
Yes.
You have to rewatch that, though.
Yeah, I didn't like it, though.
It doesn't make sense.
Nope. Yeah, that was just... Ugh!
Alright, then, my last honorable mention. This was a weird one, came completely out of left field, and was the opposite of what I was expecting. Goosebumps. When we saw the first trailer, I'm like, nope, that's gonna be shit. Like, I was excited to see Jack Black, and then I saw the rest of the trailer. I'm like, I'm not excited at all. This is garbage. I hate this. And then, for whatever reason, we watched the movie, and it was not only not bad, but actually good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the effects were really good. The acting was great. The story and the writing, everything, it was really good. I mean, they kept it kid-friendly, so it wasn't a full, all-out horror gore fest or anything, but... It was great. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed it. The cameo at the end with R.L. Stein was funny. It had comedy when they needed it. It had action and suspense when it needed it. Everything here was really good.
Yeah.
Like, for a movie targeting kids, that was highly enjoyable.
Yeah. It was hard for me not to put that one on my list.
Yeah. That one almost made it in the top 10.
Yeah, between that and Poltergeist, I really wanted to put those two on my top 10 list, but they just... they're just like right there. Just couldn't.
Alright, what's the last terrible one, and then we'll get into our number ones.
Hot Pursuit. I think this was the worst out of all of them for the year. Reese Witherspoon and Sofia Vergara.
Oh, well, that right there.
Oh! At the beginning of the year, I remember seeing the trailer, and I was like, this looks funny. I want to watch it. And then I watched about 15 minutes of it, and I was like, this is the worst movie I have ever seen this year. It was more bad It was more. It was worse than It Follows, and it was worse than Jupiter Ascending. It was just pure garbage. I couldn't even finish it. It was. Ugh.
All right, let's go to our number ones. First, should we do our reveal? See what we think the other person guessed?
No.
You wrote Mad Max.
I did. I changed it.
What'd you have beforehand?
I changed it. I was gonna put. Yeah, Mad Max.
What'd you have before that?
No Escape.
Which is actually what I thought your number one would be. No Escape. And I will say, my number one is in fact No Escape.
Fucking shit!
Not because,
I knew it!
Not because of the action. The action was good and very unexpected. I never thought I would see Owen Wilson in an action, like an honest-to-God action movie. I mean, Rush Hour, sure, but this was a real flick. But just the intensity of the story, and that's the only word I can describe this with, is intense. When you're watching, and most notably the scene where he has to throw his daughter over the gap to the other roof, and I mean, it even slows down and pauses on it, and you could just see panic in her face and in his and everything, and you're just like on your seat like, oh my god! Like, it's just the most intense, riveting story. Like, when people talk about like just suspense, thriller kind of things, this is what they mean. Like, I've never been as captivated by a movie. This honestly was just, I loved it. Beginning to end, that was amazing for me. That was probably one of the best movie experiences I've had in a long time. That was super intense.
I knew it was going to be.
So, No Escape.
I'm just sad I changed it.
If you hadn't heard of it, and you probably hadn't, because I hadn't, I don't even know where that came from, but oh my god, watch that movie.
Well, apparently we didn't watch the same best movie of the year, because my favorite movie of the year was also No Escape! Yay!
It had to have been.
Woo! Oh, yeah, like you said, like, it was...
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. You just sit there with your jaw on the floor the whole time. Like, the movie was great from the get-go.
Absolutely.
But once he threw his wife across the building, it was just like...
Your heart falls in your chest, and you're just... Yeah.
I'm like, this is Owen Wilson.
Yeah, that's... I couldn't even believe it.
Yeah.
For the longest time, Mad Max was number one.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, best action I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But then I saw No Escape. I'm like, action be damned. This right here.
Yes, Mad Max was my number one. Saw No Escape. Mad Max was number two. Then I saw Star Wars. Now that's number two. But No Escape, from the second that was on there, I was just like, I know it. This is going to be one of the best movies I'm ever going to see in my whole entire life.
So yeah, seriously, Owen Wilson, who's not watching this, good fucking job.
Right?
That was amazing.
Super awesome.
I would now watch any movie that he's in because I have faith in him doing real roles.
Right?
Like, he's always been comic relief, kind of ridiculous actor, like with Rush Hour and those kind of things. And, I mean, I guess he was alright in Marley and Me, but in here, this, I'm like, that's a fucking actor. That was astounding.
Phenomenal.
When he had to kill that first guy. And just, oh my god. Okay, we're going to stop because this is getting long. But that was our top 10 and bottom few and honorable mentions and all that.
If you stuck with us, thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have your own opinions and whatnot, if you agree, disagree, had your own movies, think of something we didn't mention at all that you think we should have watched, comments down there. Go ahead, let us know. Otherwise, we're going to actually try to make more videos this year, so we'll see you later.
Bye.